Welcome everybody to our Workflow Wednesday for April. We are glad that you're joining us this week. Again, this is a Workflow Wednesday is a video series that we're doing once a month. So first Wednesday of the month. And we're glad to have you here. We're super excited about today's topic. You've probably heard some of the buzz going on and you've seen the new introduction, but Flexi 21 is here. Flexi 21 for the year 2021. And so we're super excited about that. Now, there's a bunch of you that probably saw the introduction a little while ago, saw the social media posts and things like that. So we wanted to get out here first with a video that kind of helps go over some of the installation processes, some of the things you might run into while installing it. Now, if you want to check out some of the new features, we've got a ton of new stuff packed in this version. Variable data printing, layer printing, previews with white, a 64-bit designer, along with to go with our 64-bit production manager that we introduced in 19. We also have jig templates and a bunch of new features. This is probably one of our biggest releases ever in terms of features. So go to www.think.sai and check that out so that you can see all the new versions. Again, I will be here for about an hour after the presentation. So if you want to ask any questions or if you have any comments or have anything you'd like to ask, put those in the chat or put those in the comments below and we'll be more than happy to help you out. I'll be here for about an hour after the presentation. And so you guys can ask as many of those questions as you like. So let's jump right in. There's going to be two main ways that you can get access to the Flexi software. We typically release notifications to all of our users at some point. Now, we usually stagger these out just a little bit so that not everybody runs and crashes our download servers. And so typically we do that, I don't know, about 500 to 1,000 users at a time. And so you might not have gotten a notification yet, but if you did get a notification, that's going to be where we start. If you didn't get a notification, not a problem. You're still going to be able to get the software, no big deal. So let's start out with the notification. I'll show you up to a certain point, and then we'll switch over to if you don't get the notification, and then we'll progress from there up to a certain point. All right, so let's take a look at, here's our Flexi 21. So one of the first things you'll notice is when you open up the software for the first time, you'll get a notification. Now, unfortunately, with this particular version, I don't have a notification enabled, so it's not really showing me what we're looking for. But we have a PDF that actually walks through everything that we're going to talk about today. So if you're curious or want that, you can contact our customer support or tech support or customer service. And we can get you this PDF if you want to have a walkthrough so you can print it out or whatever. So here's what you're going to see typically. So here's just our PDF that we've produced, and it shows what this looks like. So when you first launch, if you get the notification, you're going to see this little window pop up. And it's okay, don't worry about it. It will come back if you skip or you close it. The next time you reopen Flexi, this notification should come back. So it's a persistent notification. If you're interested in downloading, you can hit download page, and that's going to open up your cloud window page over here. So if you're familiar with your cloud window, over on the right-hand side here, this is where your cloud window is. And this is where that is going to pop up. So we're going to see exactly this right here. So we'll see a download now button, and then your activation code for that particular license is going to show up here. Go ahead and copy this number, this activation code. You're going to want to copy that. So highlight it and hit right click and copy that. Hit download now, and that's going to download a small exe file. That's only probably 10 megabytes or so. That little exe file, you run it, and then the the download process starts from there. It's just a small exe file that manages the download so you get a more stable connection to our servers. So hit run and then start downloading. That's going to be if you get the notification. So super easy. Just click on that download notification or download now button, copy your activation code, and then it'll get you right into it. Now, what happens if you don't have the notification? Well, that's not a problem. So what we're going to do is, if you don't get the notification, what we're going to do is go to www.saicloud.com. Now, when you log into your cloud account, you're going to use your same cloud login information that you've always had or always used. So go to saicloud.com, log in with your email address and password, and then you'll see a list of your softwares. If you have a subscription, you're going to be able to have access to the software right away. So it's free. It's no extra charge for it because you're on a subscription. You always get the latest version. A great thing about having a subscription. So be aware that you can download it. Now, if you're on a traditional version, then you would be able to purchase the upgrade as of April 1st. So if you have a traditional and you want to upgrade the software, I would contact our customer service and they can walk you through the process of upgrading from 19 to 21. So I would definitely check that out. All right, so here I am. I've clicked on my version of my subscription. I've got all my information here. I didn't get the notifications. I'm logged in here. All I have to do is hit download now. And you'll notice that in this particular case, I'm using Google Chrome. If I hit download now, Google Chrome always goes to the bottom like this. And then you have to click on it to run the file. So all I have to do is either right click and hit open, or just single click it and it will run that file for me. If you're using something different like Firefox or maybe a Microsoft Edge or Internet Explorer or something like that, you may have to go up here to the top right-hand corner of your browser, and there's probably going to be like some little dots like this, or maybe a down arrow, or there'll be some kind of symbol up here. You click on that, and then you can go to downloads, and that'll show you all your downloads that you've downloaded recently, and you can just run it right from there. So I'm going to go ahead and left click on this to get it started, and this is what it's going to look like. So you can see here that it's downloading the software. Now, it's a fairly large download, so you're going to want to allow it some time to download. The great thing about this download manager is if you accidentally cancel it and have to restart it, it will actually remember where it left off in the download. So if something happens to your internet and it crashes out, you can just restart this and it won't be a problem. So it's going to finish downloading, and then it's going to bring up a prompt. Now this, if you're familiar with our installs at all, or if you've done this install with Flexi at any point, you'll know that once it gets to the end of this, it's going to prompt me automatically. It's going to say, hey, do you want to install the Flexi software now or later? And obviously you're going to want to hit yes. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this out and hit exit. And I'm going to show you what it looks like here. So if you decide to hit no, if you download and finish that download, you decide to hit no instead, it actually just cancels the automatic installer. And what it does instead is it just puts the folder on the desktop. So you'll see here this little folder called SAi installer. This is the folder that has the installer in it. And so if you decide to hit no, you just want to download it and don't want to install it right now, you want to install it later, you can do that. That's perfect. You will see an install folder on your desktop. That's where it puts those. So when it finishes, it dumps this folder on your desktop and you'll see that there. You can double click on that. And this is what's inside the folder. So if you just go ahead and hit that autorun.exe, that's going to launch the installer for Flexi. So that's going to be how you get to Flexi 21 installer. So whether you get the notification or whether you do it via our website, you're both going to end up in that same place where it asks you, do you want to start the installer, yes or no? I would just say yes. Unless you're going to install it later, then hit no, and then come in here and double click on the auto run. So we're going to go ahead and double click on the auto run now. We'll hit yes, and we're going to hit OK. Now, some of you may end up with a short little burst of installing that happens for the C++ redistributable installer. That's something that we need to install basically in order to run 21 or 19. Some computers might have it, some computers don't. So it's just something that our installer checks. So before you see this, you might see a couple other installers happening real quick. That's just us installing some core components if your PC doesn't have it. So you're going to get to this screen. You're going to hit next. And then we'll hit accept. Minimize this here. We'll hit next. Now, in this case, it asked me, do I want to overwrite because I already have an install, a version installed. For you guys, it's not going to do that for you. Unless you already have a version of 21 installed, but for the most part, it shouldn't. So even if you do, I would say no in this case. So I'm going to say no because I just wanted to go into a brand new full Flexi 21 install. This is what it should look like. You'll notice that now installs in the program files instead of the program files x86. And so that's something a little bit new and different. So be aware of that. Because it's 64-bit, it goes into the regular programs folder now. Now, do be aware that this does not install over your Flexi 19. This installs next to your Flexi 19. We're going to go ahead and hit next here, and I'm going to leave everything default. And while this is installing, I'm going to go ahead and talk about some different points here while it's installing, because there's a crucial point at the install that we really want to talk about. And the only way to get there is just have the installer run. So I'm going to hit next. I'm going to let this go. So as I was mentioning before, there is going to be no new, there's going to be a new folder. So your Flexi 19 is still going to be available, or your Flexi 12 or your Flexi 11. So whatever version you're coming from and you're installing into this, it's not going to overwrite it, which is really important because we've built in some new tools for importing and exporting preferences. So that's going to be a real key. Is importing these preferences. And we've built in a small option that is going to transfer all of your preferences over from the old version into the new version. So when that happens, that would be a really good help for you guys in order to do that. So we're going to just give this thing a minute to process. While we're waiting for that to process, in the next coming weeks, I'll plug a little advertisement for our YouTube channel. In the next coming weeks and months, we're going to be doing webinars, workflow Wednesdays. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. New videos are going to be coming out on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to our channel, I definitely would, and turn on that notification bell just because we're going to be introducing a lot of new content. So if you want to stay up to date on all the new features coming out, and you'd really like to take a look at all those and get some videos on it, we're going to be releasing a lot of new content. So make sure and get that all installed and or get all that subscribed so you have the latest access to those. And be sure and sign up on thinksai.com for any of the new things going on, like our webinars. And let's go ahead, while that's installing, let's just go to ThinkSAI so we can show you where you can sign up for webinars. So let's go to Support, Flexi, Training and Events. Okay, so if we go to Flexi here, we can sort by region and North America. So you can see these are our different webinars that are going on here. And we've got those, and then we've got some new ones coming up every month. So you can sign up and register for those here. So that's going to be a good place for you to take a look at those as well. All right, let's minimize here and see where we're at. So we're almost done installing. So it'll just be a few more seconds here and we'll be done. And then we want to take a look at this real crucial feature here to help you guys save some time in terms of preferences. Now, I will explain one thing. If you're coming from an older version like Flexi 11, 12, or 19, it's going to copy all of your profiles, your preferences, and all that over. The only thing that it's not going to copy over is your setups. And there's a specific reason why that's happening. It's because Flexi 21 is all 64-bit. And so because of the 32-bit, we don't want to copy all of your setups so that your files keep going to an old folder inside of your Flexi 32-bit install. And so we don't want that happening. So one of the things you will need to do is set up your devices again, but because we transferred over the profiles, when you add your Muto, for example, or your printer or your cutter, all of your presets, your profiles, and everything will automatically just pop right in. So it won't be an issue at all. All right, we're almost done here. Here's where we're going to enter in our activation code when it comes up. So why don't I go ahead and get that ready? So if you had copied it from that previous screen, you're going to want to do that there. And let's see here. I'm going to copy it from right here. Copy. Okay, here we go. Not sure why that error came up, but my internet must have glitched there for a second. I'm going to paste my activation code in there and hit next. Licensing successful, and you'll hit finish. Now, the next thing that's going to happen is the install manager is going to run. Now, what we're going to see here is this option right here, copy data from another installation. If this option is unchecked, you want to check that box and hit OK. Here in a moment, this little window is going to pop up, and this is going to be real key. So when this window pops up, you tell it all the different things that you want it to transfer, and then you need to browse to the old folder where your old install was. So if you're running 19, or if you're running Flexi 12 or 11, you're going to hit browse. You're going to go to your local C drive under this PC. You're going to go to your C drive, and you're going to go to Program Files, x86, because that's where all 32-bit programs reside. And then you're going to go to your SAi folder, and you don't have to select anything inside of the folder. All I have to do is click on one of these folders in order for it to come across. So I'm going to hit this one here. I'm just going to select the entire folder. I don't need to click anything in here. I'm just going to select it so it's highlighted blue. Click OK. Hit copy. And it's going to start copying all that data over just like that. And then hit finish. All right, so now you're going to go ahead and see some new icons. You're going to see these two new icons here. And if I right click on these and go to properties, you'll see that these new icons show my new folder path, SAi Production Suite 21. That's good. And we can double click on that and launch the new version of Flexi. Oh, that's right. I've got two versions running at the same time. So my desktop is super messy, so I'm going to hide that just for a second. I'm going to close it. You can also launch it from here, just so you know. So if you go to SAi, see, this is a good way to do it here. Flexi 21, it's new. Go Flexi 21, and here is our brand new install of Flexi 21. Now, it saved all my preferences and my locations for my toolbars and things and the things that I like. If I were to open up the same folder and go to the production manager and start adding my devices, then I could do that as well. Again, production manager 21. Now, again, it's going to ask me to add my devices, but if I add my devices, it's going to import all of those presets and profiles. I just have to remap the device. So that's where if you need to go back and look at your Flexi real quick, your Flexi 19 to see what IP address or what port you had it selected to, you can still do that. Again, this is going to be something that because you're going from an older version to a new version, it's not going to be able to grab those folder paths, and we don't want to cause more problems. And so we're just basically kind of forcing you to upgrade the folder paths. And so that way you don't have any conflict. We don't want any crashing or any other issues sending files to a 32-bit folder. So that's kind of why it's doing that. So, but once you add it in, your profiles and things will get put in, and you'll be all set. So this is a new version. Again, we're really excited about some of the new features that are included in here. We really hope that this works out well for you. The install, if you would like a copy of this PDF, let us know. Flexi Tech Support and Flexi Customer Service will have access to this PDF. So if you need download instructions for Flexi 21 and you would like this written up step-by-step guide on how to install the software, this is available to you guys for free. And so you can get access to this, and this is a really helpful PDF. So if you want to get this, just call our customer service or email into tech support. You can do that by going to your cloud window, going to help, support, and training, and then go to contact us. Or you can click on support. So one of those two, if we click on support, this will take us to our website where you can submit an email. Actually, it's not here. It's under contact us is the right link. Yeah, contact us, not support. Support is for if you're going to get the TeamViewer information. So here's for sales and for tech support, and you just click which one you're doing. And then follow the prompts there, and you can have them send it to you. Again, glad you joined us for this Workflow Wednesday. We really hope that you enjoy the new features that are in Flexi 21. We're excited about them. We hope you are too. Go ahead and check out our website for all the new features, and stay tuned this month, this coming months, weeks, days. We're going to be putting out new content on our YouTube channel. So keep an eye out for that. We're really excited to show you some of these new features in Flexi 21. Again, I'll be in the comments for the next hour. Come talk to me if you will have any questions. Hope you guys have a great day and enjoy the rest of your week.